Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the KEScast. My name is Freddie, and today I'm joined with some A-level students. We're all in Year 12, and we're going to convince you as to why you should do A-level English. So we've got some sentence starters, and we're just going to go off from that, I think. Yeah?
Yep.
Cool. Right. I picked English because... So why have we picked English then? Who wants to start?
I picked English purely because I enjoy it the most out of any subject I've taken, and I hope to pursue it at university. I just enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
I picked English because I have a real interest in literature and particularly reading, which I think helps when you've taken the subject.
Yeah.
Yep, I chose English as well because I have a passion for reading and books. I have done ever since I was little, but as well there's quite a misconception with A-level English that you have to read tons and mountains of books in order to succeed, but that's not the case. You just need to read the correct books. I also did it because it links into my other subjects, history and German, quite well. And I'm quite an analytical person and hope to go into law. So helps with that.
I picked English ultimately because I've always loved it. It was my favourite subject at GCSE, but I really wanted to explore it on a deeper level. I also like how it ties into my other subjects. So, for example, I do theatre studies, so it's quite helpful in terms of enriching both my subjects.
Yeah, mine are pretty much exactly the same. I really enjoyed doing GCSE, and English links in very well with my other subjects, which are history and philosophy, and yeah, it's definitely something I think I consider doing at uni. So, why is English A-level different to GCSE?
I think the main difference is the amount of freedom that you're given with the essay writing.
Yeah.
So, for example, at GCSE, often you're given a statement and then you sort of agree with it, you sort of don't, then your conclusion, you sort of wrap up all the points you made. Whereas I feel like at A-level, you start off with a strong argument and a strong line of argument, and you just argue it through the essay. And then the conclusion, you sort of hit home like your point, and it's your opinion the whole way through. And I like the no real structure, so you're free to argue what you want.
Yeah, I think that A-level is quite different to GCSE, just the style of teaching, how there's a wider discussion and there's a greater depth into the plays or the novels that you're studying. I also enjoy, from a background of having a passion for history as well, the wider focus of history within the A-level and putting the novel play in context, looking at the background of the author or just how society was functioning at the time.
In A-level you definitely have a lot more freedom to explore the texts that you're studying and get to know them more, and to be able to come up with your own opinions and ideas on them, which then comes through, as Emily said, on your essay writing. In that way it's like so much better.
I agree. I feel there's a freedom in what you write, how you write, what you read, and how you bring together all the ideas that you have. And the ideas can purely be your own. They're not fed to you by the teacher. You can come up with any sort of interpretation that you want.
Yeah, I think as well the texts are quite exciting. They're quite fresh. They're very different to GCSE. There's a lot more you can say about the text, particularly when you put them in context, which just adds another layer to understanding the text, I think. Right, what do we enjoy most about A-level English then?
I guess it's similar to what you said in terms of engaging with the subject. So for me, I like Shakespeare, but looking at his contemporaries is something that I really enjoy, because I feel like at GCSE you very much get a tunnel vision where Shakespeare's the only Jacobean Elizabethan writer, and at A-level you're sort of opened up to this world of literature that you haven't been able to explore before.
I also love the wider reading and research aspect of English, so looking at different viewpoints from different groups, such as a feminist perspective, or researching sort of naturalism within The Great Gatsby, which I find really interesting as well.
Yeah, I think the historical aspect where you learn It's stuff that you may already know about history, but it just links everything together in such an interesting way. And there are words where I've learnt the origin of the word, and it's just been really shocking about where the word comes from and the context of the words, and just kind of the historical side of things.
Virtue today.
Yeah, like we
yeah,
learned
virtual
Yeah.
sadism with Count de Sade.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think, yeah, pretty much I agree with you entirely. You know, mixing the actual analysis of the text with the historical context, I think is something, it's something that we don't really focus on as much in GCSE, but doing it at A level, and it's an easy step to make as well, but doing it at A level it opens your mind to the text and the context in which the text was written so much more. So there's a deeper level of understanding with the text, I think, and I think that's a very common mindset, that studying a text with more context makes it far more interesting.
Yeah, and I'm personally really enjoying studying The Great Gatsby and like researching into that period, like 1920s in America, which I've never done before. So everything and the wider reading around that's really interesting as well. So yeah, that's
Great.
text I'm like studying.
Great. Right, one thing I think to sum up A-level English, one final point is why you should do A-level English. What would it be?
It's just genuinely really enjoyable, I think. It's definitely my favourite subject. And if you have an interest in reading and literature and everything to do with that, then you're definitely going to like doing it.
Great. Anyone else?
I really like the engagement aspect of the lessons. Like, everyone's always on the ball, engaged. It's more like a class discussion rather than a lecture in many ways, which at this level is really nice. And I like how it ties into my subjects, so like theatre. That's nice.
I like the freedom that we're given while still having guidance, and I think the teachers are great, and the lessons and all the texts are well chosen and very enjoyable.
Yeah, I like how starting the course wasn't daunting. There wasn't a massive step, a visual step really, from GCSE. It was very fluid and easy to go into A-level. And I love the range of texts as well, from medieval Chaucer to Webster and Jacobean Society, and then Gatsby in the more modern and industrialised age. And I love how it ties in with my other subjects as well.
Yeah, great. I don't think we can say much more than that. Thank you very much.